Welcome back to the kickoff. Today we're talking Man City going away from home and drawing 1-1 with Real Madrid. City controlled the game early on and Madrid looked like the away side. It literally just made me feel like I just can't wait until Pep Guardiola gets the fuck out of English football, because his style of football makes it so hard to beat City. They keep the ball so well that even a Real Madrid, who have so many experienced match winners, just look like this is going to be long. I'm wanting to say goals, and City just limit the opportunities you're going to get, even with some of the best players in the world. And look, it was nice to see City matched in quality for a change, and watching Vinicius Jr. do his thing, whipping that ball in the top corner from 20 yards out. What a goal, and a little bit against the run of play at the time in terms of City were really dominating the ball. But it sort of flip-flopped in the second half, where Real Madrid seemed to come out more aggressive, looked like a second goal potentially, and then Kevin De Bruyne, a world-class strike from distance, and it really just felt like that is the level of this guy. He has showed up for them in big games this season. Against Arsenal, he was the main man. In this game, he was the main man. People make out like it's all about Erling Haaland, and obviously Haaland is going to get the headlines. He scores that many fucking goals. But he had chances early on in this game and fluffed his lines, and he does that occasionally. Like it is rare, but he gets that many chances with Man City. It really doesn't matter. But Kevin De Bruyne, for me, is actually, I'd say he's the most important player Man City have had for the last decade. I'd actually go as far as to say he might be the greatest Premier League midfielder of all time. There was talk in my live stream about who could be better than Kevin De Bruyne in Premier League history. Steven Gerrard's name was thrown out. So Steven Gerrard, 504 appearances, 120 goals, 92 assists. So that puts him at 212 goals and assists in 504 appearances. Now, obviously, Steven Gerrard brought a lot more to the team than just that. But for the sake of argument, I wanted to see what Kevin De Bruyne is at. 240 appearances, 64 goals, and 102 assists. So roughly 2 out of every 3 games De Bruyne plays in, there's a goal or an assist in 2 out of 3. Gerrard, it's not even 50%. If you're just talking about those kind of contributions, Kevin De Bruyne clearly is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, in my opinion, Premier League midfielders ever. Yes, you can debate it because there's different kinds of midfielders, but for me, it's very hard to make an argument to say anyone's better than him. He is that good. We're talking about one of the most dominant sides in English football history, with Man City winning 4 titles out of the last 5 years, looking like 5 and 6. And Kevin De Bruyne, you could quite easily argue, has been the best player in that period. So how could he not be one of the greats? And out of the 2 managers, I think Pep Guardiola will without doubt be the happier of the 2. For a start, Man City's goal went out of play before it was hit in the back of the net by Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, what the fuck have we got VAR for, if not for that? I mean, they're literally missing the most basic of things, and football just seems to be getting worse and worse because referees have this VAR. They're actually becoming lazy, overly reliant on it, and the clowns up in the stands who are supposed to be making the technical decisions are taking far too long and bottling it half the time anyway. But regardless, it was a hell of a strike from De Bruyne, and in terms of the way City just shut that game down, stifled the service to Benzema, he really wasn't impacting the game the way he normally would, and then they get to take it back to the Etihad, where they look invincible this season. Then you've got one of the 2 Italian sides in the final, providing you beat Madrid. I mean, they will never get a better chance than this. And with Erling Haaland fluffing his lines a little bit, not badly, but a little bit in that first game, you know he's going to come good in the replay. That's where they'll go to the final, and in my opinion, this is the year Man City win the treble. Does that devalue the Manchester United treble? You all know that I don't like Man United. It's an old fun rivalry from back in the 90s when I grew up watching football. But I do respect Manchester United. I respect Sir Alex Ferguson having that team full of the youngsters of the class of 92, plus some of those world-class players he brought in. But I felt like it was a more organic side, whereas this feels a lot more like, let's go and get the best manager, all the best players, and just make it impossible for anyone to stop us. So I do think that Man United can retain a little bit of, we did it the proper way, whereas Man City, it does just feel like an inevitability. Man United never felt like that. Those 2 goals in the last minute against Bayern Munich, it never felt like that. So I'd class myself as a neutral because I don't like either of these sides. I have more respect for the way Man United did it. However, that doesn't mean that I think Man United's 99 side could touch this Man City side. It's just a different beast altogether. I think they'd be lucky to get the ball off of them. I just can't put them in the same bracket. But that being said, I do respect the Man United achievement probably a little bit more. Let me know what you make of that in the comments. So that's all I've got time for today, but don't forget this Sunday, Arsenal versus Brighton. The kickoff live is back with a full debate show. Get your topics in the comments below. If there's any debates that you want us to cover, let us know. Really appreciate all the support. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.